like getting to go against elite guys, at an elite level, doing what I do, just getting better every day. It's been amazing, man. It's been a fun experience.
Michael, maybe what have you learned the most, you think, to start camp that you didn't know in the spring?
It's really just been focusing, getting better in my hands, my eyes, and my feet. Just doing exactly what I'm coached to do, and just mastering my craft in that. So that's really been the biggest thing. And of course, just getting smart as a football player, like looking around the field, like seeing the back or seeing the safety, what the defense is going to do. So things like that. Just again mastering my craft.
Michael, Bill just said that he expects you and Foj to both play as freshmen. That's rare in the offensive line. But your thoughts on that, because I know that's what you came here to do.
It's all just going to come down to my mental toughness, and if anything, that's what I'm focused on the most. Just working, just working, like not being scared of anything, not being scared of anybody. So I think that's what it's gonna come down to. Coach B talks a lot about that mental focus. Mental strength, mental toughness. He also talks about just straining, being in the pass, being in the run, straining to finish every single thing, and I think that's what I'm really big on right now.
Do you feel like you're ready to play at this level?
Yes, sir, I am, and it's just that's why I got Coach B. That's why I got my teammates. That's why I got this defense. So it's been amazing just going on, having everybody in my circle, and that's making me ready for this league.
Like Brian Foj, how have you seen him grow along with you, and what are you seeing from him?
Hey, a competitor, man. Really good with his technique, really good with his hands, his feet. Guys that you can watch and learn from as well, despite him playing guard. And, that just goes across the offensive line. Like, he brings some laughter to the group too, so that's amazing. It's good doing all this hard work, and it's good to laugh along with his teammates. So brings all of that to the table, the toughness, the strength, the hands, the laughter, everything.
What have you learned? Bill said he's never really feeling satisfied with this group. How has he been pushing you guys so far in camp?
It's really just a day-by-day thing, you feel me? Like, we finish practice, watch that film, and wants us to be more critical about ourselves. Like, it can't just be him saying the same thing over and over again. Like, it's us just wanting to get better about ourselves, you feel me? So each of us, although we got to do what he coaches us, we got to go back home and put that in our head and, like, study, you feel me? Like, it's all about getting better on your own as well, too, because all of that combined together makes you an amazing football player, man.
What do you learn?
It's been really, helping us with that.
Michael, what's the difference like going through fall camp, knowing you have real games coming up versus being here in the spring, just kind of getting your feet wet?
It's just really bringing in a better, tougher mentality, knowing that everything I do is for a game rep. Everything is a game rep mindset. So again, coming down to my mental toughness, man, just everything I do, I'm trying to make sure it's a game rep. I mess up on a play, I'm not scared to go out there and get better the next play. So mental toughness, that's what it comes down to.
Is the intensity different in practice?
Of course, but again, this is what you need to get better. So that's why I'm here, man. I love the intensity. I love the speed of the game. Something I need to get better at, you feel me? Working on my hands and my feet. So that intensity is just, man, it makes me hungry, man. It makes me want to get back on that practice and, do all over again, but, even better next time.
How much does going up against a guy like R. Mason help you with that?
His speed, his strength, his hands. That's it. I think you're gonna find that a lot in a lot of DNs. So like going against that in practice every day, man. When it gets to these games, it's gonna be a lot more easier, man. But even if it's not, man, it's good still having that foundation. Like, yo, I'm going against R. Mason every day, bro. Like I love this. This is what I need. So. Having someone like that is really good.
Is it ever humbling going against a guy like R. Mason, who he's going to get the best of you every now and then?
Man, my first practice against him, my hands, man. He made me really work on my hands. He really got in my chest about the whole day. So I was like, hey, going against someone like that, that's what I need. So ever since then, working on my hands, working on my posture, So R. Mason's a dude, man. I love him. It's good having guys like that. Same thing with the other DNs, guys like Taylor Wan, guys like Daniel Corey, guys like PJ. The way they come off the hip with that speed and being the run or the pass, that's what you need to get better. Going against any type of rusher.
They always talk about the offensive line needs to be more together, the communication and everything. How's that coming along 9 practices into camp?
I think it's really gotten like better, man. So, because we emphasize that every day, over communication, and that's really been the biggest thing that we're working on as a group. And today being a great example that it got better for sure. Just everybody echoing the call, everybody being on the same page. If we're all wrong together, if we're all wrong, we're all right. Indeed. So, and if we're all right, we're all right. Yeah, but. That's what it is, man. Over communicate. We're all working on it, getting better at it every single practice.
Coach Bedenbaugh was telling us about looking up the other day and seeing that John Mateer was in your offensive line meeting room. What was that like?
When we finished the meeting, I look back and I see John, man. I was like, bro, I love this dude, bro. You feel me? Like having someone like that just has the passion, for his spot and his brother's spot as well. And, it's great having someone like that because he's gonna help him with his knowledge of the game too. Like he got to make any calls for us. He's good on that. And he's been talking to Coach B a lot more lately, so he's learning a lot more about the game.
He told us that he wants to understand the offensive line a little bit. Do you see that interaction? Is it different than any quarterback you've ever been around?
Well, definitely different compared to high school for sure. Like it's good being in that stands and you hear that check call. Like, okay, I can trust my quarterback to make whatever calls. He's not just a center that has to do it. It's good having a quarterback that has eyes as well. So having guys like that you can trust, just go out there and work for them.
How big is having a guy like Jacob Sexton in the room that has experience playing left tackle to just help everybody continue that development process?
It's really just, again, keep my eyes on him, watching what he does, like beat the hands, the feet, the eyes, whatever it is that I can take from him, I take it from him, I learn, and, I just develop it from there.
What's this been like going through this with Ryan? I mean, a guy that you both understand what you're going through. If you have a, bad rep in practice or whatever, to kind of have two guys to lean on that have been through a similar situation or going through a similar situation.
It's really been a brotherhood, since the day we came in. Us and the rest of the freshmen, the rest of the whole line. It's been a family, man. We've all just come in together, whatever it is, a good play, a bad play. We train everybody on, and again, how we got Ivan, guys like that I can lean on, man. And that's all I need.
Is there, when you guys get in film study and you see each other, are you guys always sitting together? I mean, are you you always kind of cheering for each other when you see something good happen?
I'm literally right here. There's one seat empty. That's literally right there. So good play. Come with fist bump. On to the next.
Mike, and then you talked about John and how he was